This is one of the most disturbing things that I have ever encountered growing up. It happened a while ago when I was in my early teens. I had a cousin named Larry, who was extremely socially awkward and didn't have much friends at school. My parents would force me to interact with him due to his lack of friends and inability to create social interaction. This was quite understandable, as Larry's mother died from a freak accident at work a couple years back. She was allegedly killed in an incident where a forklift driver was backing up and had completely crushed her without hearing or seeing anything due to the loud music he was blasting through his earphones. I wasn't exactly close with Larry, but considering we were both an only child, I'd figure hanging out with him more often couldn't hurt, as I knew he needed a companion who could possibly get him one step to getting some closure. It was usually every Saturday that my parents would drop me off at his place. I would notice that Larry always had this look of fear and distress, due to the mannerisms and body language he gave off every time I visited him. What made things even worse was the fact that his mom passed away just one day before his birthday, so seeing him like this was completely justifiable. "Dude, you okay?" He just stood there, quiet, almost like the soul in his body was non-existent. "Don't worry, Larry. I'm sure your mom is proud of everything you will accomplish in life, okay? You'll have lots to tell her in the afterlife." Larry then nodded his head and proceeded to the living room to watch some television. I couldn't help but feel sad and remorseful about the whole ordeal, as I knew losing his mom must have given him severe depression, due to how close they were growing up. I remember this one Saturday evening, my parents dropped me off at Larry's house to go attend a dinner that some older relatives were hosting that night. Usually, all the adults went, including Larry's dad, who was my uncle. I honestly felt an immense amount of remorse when I saw him as well, due to the look of anguish and misery on his face. I also noticed he had these visible dark circles around his eyes as if he hadn't slept in days, or even months for that matter. "Hey boys, whatever you do, just stay up here and play video games. Food should be on the kitchen counter." "Sounds good, Uncle." "And whatever you do, do not go into the basement." Why?" "I said do not go into the basement, damn it. There's a monster down there that will kill you both. You hear me?" "Yes, sir." "I'll see you boys in a couple of hours." That's when Larry's dad headed out the front door, leaving me and Larry in the house all by ourselves. Not too long after his departure, I couldn't help but think of what Larry's dad was referring to when he said the monster. Was he hiding something down there that he didn't want us to know? Was he saying that just to scare the living crap out of us? Whatever his intentions were, he definitely left me creeped out, but at the same time curious as to what this so-called monster was. "Hey, Larry, have you ever seen this monster?" Larry shifted his eyes towards me, and then back towards the television, as if he wanted to awkwardly brush off the topic at hand. "Dude, is there actually a monster in your basement? I need to know." "I don't feel comfortable talking about this." "So you do have a monster in your basement, eh? Have you seen it?" "No, but I heard it before." "Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, we have to check it out." "I don't think that's a good idea." "Let's go before your dad comes back from dinner. I promise, it'll only be 2 minutes tops. We'll act like nothing happened." "Fine. Let's make it quick. But we have to use a flashlight, because the light switch doesn't work." That's when Larry and I began to approach the basement, as I felt an adrenaline rush flowing through my body. I can't believe this is actually happening. Am I really about to see a real-life monster? As we made it down the steps, the first thing I noticed right off the bat was how dark everything was. I noticed Larry's dad had patched up the windows with cardboard and duct tape, which I found quite bizarre considering the light switch wasn't functional. I was left dumbfounded as to why he would want complete darkness down here. All I could see was dozens of stacked boxes and miscellaneous items scattered everywhere. As we got a little further into the basement, Larry pointed the flashlight at a door that looked like an entrance to a miniature den room. We both noticed that the doorknob had no lock on it, nor was there any padlock preventing us from opening the door. "That's where I heard the monster last time." "What the hell is that?" "It's the monster." That's when I cautiously approached the door, as Larry followed behind me while holding the flashlight towards my direction. I could honestly feel my heart throbbing so hard to the point where I felt like I was legitimately about to have a heart attack. I then grabbed the doorknob and opened the door in one quick motion, only to see a man stripped down to his boxers, drenched in blood. The man had his hands bound to the wall with steel chains and had large gashes all over his body, almost like he had been tortured and cut countless times. He looked extremely distraught and malnourished, almost like he had been held captive for months. "Who are you, sir?"
Free me! Free me! Free me before the devil comes back!
I could vaguely make out what he was saying, as the man's teeth had decayed and deteriorated from the gums on his mouth. Me and Larry both stood there, our jaws dropped in awe and disbelief. "What the hell are you two doing down here?"
He's the devil! He's the devil! Free me!
"I'm sorry, Dad, we didn't mean to disobey."
Close the door right now and get the hell upstairs before I beat the crap out of you two!
That's when me and Larry quickly made our way upstairs and into the living room. We sat on the couch and continued watching television, while Larry's dad approached us and said, "I don't want none of you little brats to say a damn thing to anyone about that monster downstairs. You got it?"
Yes, sir.
"Yes, sir. Definitely."
Any of you say anything, and I swear to God, I will lock you in that room with that monster.
It's been a couple of years since that bizarre incident had occurred. I now have a family, and I'm a full-time insurance broker. I haven't communicated or visited Larry since, and quite frankly, I don't think I ever will. I haven't told my parents about the situation due to the fear that Larry's dad instilled in me. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they talked to him either, as Larry's dad has completely shunned our entire family and relatives away. I speculate that the man I saw that night had something to do with the death of Larry's mom. As I write this to share with the internet, I still ponder if that man is still locked in Larry's basement after all these years. Or should I say, the monster